So next up, Gorilla Monsoon says there is plenty more to come. He then talks about the two big matches that are left in the night, which is obviously the main event and the match we've got next up. This was really Gorilla Monsoon's only contribution to the show as host. And clearly, as I said, they were moving Monsoon away from some of the on-screen stuff because he was getting on a little bit, and I think he wanted to move away from it all. So Undertaker versus Giant Gonzalez, the Undertaker's third match in his streak. We're gonna harp on the streak, I think, all the way through here, because I think especially in the early years, it's interesting that it even happened. We spoke at WrestleMania 8 about how I think if the plans for WrestleMania 8 had gone ahead, they wouldn't have had a streak, because I think the Undertaker would have fought Sid and lost. So this is another one where you could easily have seen Undertaker lose here, because this feud they wanted to continue on. The way they finished this match, so let me go through it. It's 7.5 minutes of utter terrible action, like the worst action you'll ever get. At which point Whippleman throws something to Gonzalez and he forces it into Taker's face. It's a cloth with what we are told is probably chloroform, and Taker goes down and out, but the referee disqualifies Gonzalez. But had they wanted to continue this feud, you could easily see the DQ going the other way round, no problem at all, or a count out going the other way, especially given the way, Matt, that they had a penchant for that. So it's a miracle that he even had a streak even after at 3-0. Stephen, what did you make of the match?
As you said, my first note is they must have come so close to Taker losing here, like whatever way. But yeah, so we wouldn't have got the streak, and the streak became a really key part of WrestleMania in late years, as we all know. There was a sign in the crowd that said "Rot in peace." Rot in peace? Is that that doesn't really work, does it? So you're just sort of sitting there very peacefully with like your skin flaking and like maybe a limb falling off.
Rot in hell might work, or rot in piss maybe. I don't know, but rot in peace doesn't work.
Another bit of animal cruelty with a poor vulture strapped down on his feet. Classic bit of WWF stuff in the 80s and 90s. There was a chop early on in this that missed by half a foot, and Gonzalez sold it like he was trying to fight off a sneeze, which I thought was quite amusing. This was another great finish on a night of great finishes. Just dire waste of time, waste of life.
It was so bad. It's the first and hopefully only time I will ever see Giant Gonzalez. Good God, is he not any good? It was about as slow and plodding a match as you've ever seen. Nothing to it. The chloroform finish. I mean, okay, yeah, what the hell? I mean, why bother out wrestling the man when you can use a chloroform cloth and potentially kill them? It wasn't any good. The Undertaker's entrance was probably the coolest thing. I mean, yeah, I get what you're saying with the animal cruelty, but I kind of felt that the vulture was the only sort of cool bit that it made Taker look cool. Yeah, other than that, this sucked. Don't bother with it. Like I said, just hear us talk about it instead.
Yeah, after the match, Gonzalez obviously has had Undertaker out, and then Taker is taken away on a stretcher. Gonzalez taunts the crowd, and the crowd are chanting for Hogan. This might have been a better place for Hogan than when he does pop up at the end of the show. And then instead of getting Hogan, though, Undertaker gets off his stretcher and runs back into the ring and clears Giant Gonzalez away, which I thought was a really silly way to continue a feud that you think you're going to get more sort of mileage out of until SummerSlam. Surely the way to go is that Undertaker doesn't reappear and Gonzalez is a conqueror of some kind, at least until you have that SummerSlam match. But whatever. But yeah, you say, Stephen, they could have come. They must have thought about, let's just have Undertaker disqualified.